Ah, first date. Interesting. Okay, the movie is Drop, starring Meghann, Fahy, and Brandon Sklenar. And it tells the tale of a couple out on the first date in this expensive restaurant. And she gets a text message saying that she has to kill her date. Now, it's from the director Christopher Landon, who did Happy Death Day. And my initial impressions coming out of the theater were that, well, this is a far out premise, right? This is a bizarre kind of situation where if you can buy into it, let go some of the suspension of disbelief here. Because if somebody sends you a text, you got to kill your date. Your first reaction isn't, what is this? No, your first reaction is you're going to stand up and say, I'm out of here, or I'm calling the cops. Now, they try to work around that. And that's what I mean, where you got to give up your suspension of disbelief here, because you got to buy into this concept. Now, Brandon Sklenar and Meghann Fahy carry this movie, and if you buy into their chemistry, and they do have good chemistry, because this is basically them sitting at a table for the most part of this movie, and it does get a little bit tiresome of like, you think the guy would ditch the date, right, after a while, but they try to work in some creative ways for them to always be there at the table. I guess you have to credit a little bit of the director on this, because the way that it's edited, yes, the normal reaction is to say, okay, this is a far out there concept that would never ever happen, but we're going to ride with it because we like the cast and we kind of like the setup and the direction. The camera angles in here, the technical aspects are fairly well executed. Brandon Sklenar is the standout here. If you don't watch him on the TV shows or whatever, I've never seen Meghann Fahy before, but she did a good job in this, and it's just okay. We'll take a look at the tomato meter here in a second, but let's pull up my score sheet and start pulling in some numbers here, because I don't feel like I need to put a long-winded review in here. Acting, directing, and story are of a possible 2 points each. Cinematography and score, 1 possible point. Acting, well, Meghann Fahy does a good job, and so does Brendan Sklenar, and I'll give that a 1.5. Directing, technical aspects are good. I'm going to put this as a 1 for now, but I'm going to come back and maybe give that to 1.5, because the story has an interesting premise, right? So based on that, you give it a 0.5 right up off the bat. Is it worth seeing in the theater? I would say no, but if you are interested in the cast and you like the scenario, it's not a very super, well, I guess it is sort of cinematic. It is. It's a well-framed movie, and it looks okay on the big screen. I saw it in the laser projection 4K theater. It was sharp, it was crisp, but the story itself is so audacious and ludicrous. It's, yeah, everyone's a suspect. It's kind of like you're trying to figure out who done it, right? Who's the bad guy in there? And then there are some good payoffs. There are some really good payoffs. I'm thinking of Hostel. You remember how in Hostel, when you know the bad guys are about to get their comeuppance, you feel really good about that? Well, you kind of get that feeling here in this movie too, Drop, where you kind of like, okay, those are the bad guys, get them. And it kind of pays off. Cinematography, as I said, I liked the composition in here, and they had a good, it was probably just all on a set with the volume behind there as the cityscape, right? But it was well shot. So we're sitting at 5.5 out of 10 right now. And I just want to highlight the cinematography here from the trailer, where they're sitting in the restaurant by the window here. Because if you don't buy into this, then it doesn't work, right? It does feel ominous. There you go. It helps build the atmosphere and this ominous tension that they're sitting by this big window that, well, if you saw the trailers, you know what sort of happens. And I could buy that that's just the volume behind there, and that's fine. Hey, the Batman had the volume. They did something very similar to this too, right? It was small in budget, I think. It had only a budget of 11 million, so it's poised to make some bank at the box office. Let's go over to this. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying about this. Okay, Drop. 84% by critics, 74% by the audience. So we're almost on equal level there by the audience and critics. Critics, ABC News. This expertly done B-movie plunges breakout star Meghann Fahy into one of the scariest situations ever, a first date. The dude, Brandon Sklenar, is a charmer, yet her phone keeps buzzing with text messages to kill him. Yeah, that's the thing too. It's just like you're on a date, the phone's constantly going off. They do address that, like, okay, I see you're busy tonight, so let's just try this another night kind of thing. Well, we're in the middle of a movie here. Can't you see that people are watching us? All right. It's ridiculous, right? I have to fully concede that. There's just something generous about a movie like Drop, which has no ego behind it and no ambition, but to press those buttons and make the audience scream, squirm, and wonder what's going to happen next. Well, that's sort of too. Like, how is she going to get out of this? How is she going to figure out this mess? Audience scores 5 out of 5. Emma. It was a great movie, very suspenseful, says one audience member, giving it a 5 out of 5. Well, it's not that. It's not a 5 out of 5 movie. Not by a long stretch. Okay, Anthony, 2.5. And that's where we are about right now, right? Felt like a Netflix type movie, almost like the movie Phone Booth. Okay, meh. Yeah, meh, but okay. Yeah, the trailer was more exciting than the movie, Tim says. So you kind of get the impression here of what I was echoing, that it's a far out premise, and if you can buy into it, then you can ride with it. But if you don't, then you're going to be like on the outside saying, well, this is kind of like, well, maybe a little bit like a streaming type movie. And I don't think it's going to challenge Minecraft at the box office this weekend. We're going to talk about that on the movie news segment over on the main channel, if you can come check that out. Okay, so let's wrap up this score sheet and submit our final score of the watchability factor, which is out of a possible 2 points. Okay, well, if you're interested in the cast, you want to see Brandon Sklenar, our potential next Batman in a movie, then this might be up your alley. If you like Meghann Fahy from whatever work she's done before, you might like this as well. If you like Christopher Landon, then you might want to check this out. If you're a horror, it's not really a horror fan. It's not really horror. It's a thriller. This is a suspense thriller. There's nothing scary about this. So it's worth checking out. I don't know if it's worth checking out in the theater. I would say maybe wait for streaming, and you might get the most value out of this. 6 out of 10 for Drop. Yeah. I think that's a generous 6 out of 10 as well. I mean, yeah, no, it's just above fair. It's a fair movie. It's not a good movie. It's not something that I'm going to be rushing back to see. And I know that's hard for some people to wrap their heads around. It's like, well, you said it was a good movie. No, I said it was an okay movie. It's not one that'll make you go, ugh. Like, it does have those payoffs, as I said, where the bad guys, when they get their comeuppance, you want to see it, but and then like buying into the whole premise is such a stretch, and just takes a little while to get in there because they spend some time here developing and setting up the whole situation. So that's what you're going to get when you go out and see the movie Drop. Hey, if you like this kind of thing, come check us out on the channel, because we also do full movie reviews for the Minecraft movie, as well as the Amateur that's opening up this weekend with Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne. We have trailer reactions out for Tron Ares, full series reactions for Survivor Season 48, and we wrapped up Reacher 2 weeks ago, so I need to take that thumbnail down. Full movie reactions for The Electric State and The Gorge are up on the channel, and then, of course, then we do movie news here every now and then on Fridays. So if that's your bag, come check us out right here on Mirror Domains.